We are living in the mixed reality era now. AR and VR aren't fringe technologies anymore. There are a lot of people who don't use them, but they're catching on. We're getting access to AR VR thanks to products like Meta's AR glasses and Apple's iPhone, iPad, and Vision Pro. Immersive experiences are becoming a reality with these technologies and products. But the most common method of user interaction still remains a challenge: text input. Let's look at how this most common method of human machine interaction could look with a variety of technological options and key considerations for marketing strategies in the future. The first and most common form of input in computing is text. Over the years, the keyboard has gone through many changes, even becoming touch based. Virtual keyboards have also changed text input with swipe functionality and emojis. Yet, it seems to be running into a wall when it comes to immersive tech like AR and VR. Typical keyboards aren't really suited for AR VR environments. And rightly so. When keyboards were developed, AR VR didn't exist. VR headsets like Oculus, which are currently on the market, use joysticks or voice recognition as their input device. However, they're not as precise as keyboards, which have been around for years. There's a problem with joystick accuracy, and voice recognition struggles with environmental noise and user comfort. Believe it or not, this makes text input an extreme case for user interaction in AR and VR environments. In immersive environments, users need an input system that provides a sense of immersion and enhances the experience. It's supposed to be intuitive and natural. Since the 1970s, people have been trying to come up with an input method that integrates with AR and VR. Many input methods have been developed, tested, and some have been around for a while. Let's look at these contender methods, their advantages and limitations relating to text input in an AR VR environment. Among them are haptic interfaces. Haptic interfaces are button operated controllers that make you feel the interaction. Imagine you are playing a racing game. The controller might vibrate when you crash your car in the game, making it feel like you really hit something. Several VR headsets use haptic interfaces, including Meta's Oculus and HTC's Vive. Virtual keyboards are displayed on screens where you point and click on letters like you're picking them from a menu in AR VR. It's similar to clicking on things on a computer screen with a mouse. Although this is a good way to type, it's not the fastest. It takes longer to point and click on each letter than to type on a regular keyboard. Voice recognition is also an input method. Inputting text using voice can take longer than typing, especially when you have to fix mistakes. The voice recognition system isn't perfect all the time. Sometimes they misunderstand what you're saying, leading to errors. The accuracy of voice recognition can be affected by background noise, accents, and physical discomfort of the user. Acoustic systems that use microphones for user interaction are another option. Their affordability makes them a good choice. You don't need the highest quality sound to pick up sounds like when someone is speaking. Because microphones are small, they are easy to put in small devices. There are 4 microphones on the iPhone 16 and 3 on Google Pixel 9 Pro, just to give context. The problem with the sound system is that it isn't very accurate. If the microphones aren't placed correctly, it's hard to figure out where the sound is coming from. Also, it's hard to tell if a sound is a gesture or not. Optics sensors are another alternative. A camera and microphone help the system figure out how you touch a surface. The camera watches your fingers and the microphone hears the sounds they make. It uses the information from the camera and the microphone to figure out what you're doing. It can tell if you're tapping, swiping left or right, and even which finger you're using. It could be useful for typing on anything. The system could assign different letters to each finger so you could type without a traditional keyboard. The optics system is pretty accurate. One challenge is that these systems generate a lot of data, like a lot of photos. Strong computing power is needed to understand all this data. The use of on-body and wearable sensors for AR/VR systems is another approach to interfaces. A good example of this is iKey. It works by putting a virtual keyboard on your wrist. Imagine you have a wristband that can detect tiny vibrations. The wristband picks up vibrations when you tap the back of your hand. Using these vibrations, it knows which key you have tapped on an invisible keyboard. There is a special sensor in the wristband that can detect very small movements, like a super sensitive microphone to listen to your muscles. By analyzing these vibrations, the system can tell which key you meant to press. With an average success rate of 92.4%, this technology is pretty accurate. It takes less than a third of a second for humans to tell if something is happening right now. These systems are even faster, so they can keep up with what we see in real time. Wearables and on-body devices are handy because you can take them anywhere and use them while you're moving. You can use AR/VR devices on the go with on-body and wearable devices as VR AR devices get more portable. Wearable devices are small, which is a problem. The device doesn't have enough space to handle things like typing on a full-sized keyboard. Another method of input that can be used for immersive environments is gesture systems. These could recognize hand gestures in the air using Wi-Fi or high-frequency radio waves without needing to touch anything. The Wi-Fi signal is used to sense your hand movements. Wi-Fi signal strength changes when you move your hand near your device. The changes can be interpreted as different gestures, like waving your hand to control music. With high accuracy, high frequency radio waves detect and track objects, including your hand, by analyzing how waves bounce off it. These technologies let you control devices without touching them. Gaming and other interactive experiences can be enhanced with these systems. In contrast to traditional input methods like typing or using a touch screen, gestures can only convey a limited amount of information. When you consider the advantages and limitations of these advanced technologies, it's obvious that a reliable text input method for AR VR environments must have high information capacity. It will make it easier to convey input information. The information needs to get to the device quickly, so they need low latency. Also, they should provide real time feedback so the user knows when a key is pressed, just like a keyboard. And of course, high accuracy is necessary to minimize input errors. Various AR VR devices on the market today use different combinations of the input methods we discussed earlier. In the future, these input methods will probably evolve as more advancements are made. It brings up a few things to consider for businesses who want to adopt AR VR marketing to delight their customers. From a user experience perspective, ease of use is key. Make marketing content and interactions intuitive and easy to use with whatever input method your customer chooses. Provide clear instructions for voice commands and simplify complex gestures. By using multiple input methods, you will make your content accessible to people with different abilities. For example, you could combine voice recognition and haptic feedback for people who might have trouble with one. Maintain a consistent user experience across different devices and input methods. Users will feel more comfortable and the learning curve will be shorter. Get an understanding of the specific use cases and environments where your AR VR experience will be used. Take into account social norms, physical constraints, and user expectations when designing input methods and UI. Develop content that's easy to adapt to different input methods. For example, consider voice command optimization for interactive ads or gesture based navigation for virtual showrooms. Create engaging, interactive content using AR VR. These can include 3D product demos, virtual tours, or interactive storytelling that uses gesture and voice inputs. Recognize that not all input methods will be perfect for all users. Provide content and experiences that can be used by a variety of input modalities so users can choose what works best for them. In immersive environments, input methods can also affect the user journey. Considering the input methods available, map out the user journey. Provide solutions like voice command suggestions or gesture tutorials to touch points where users might get stuck. Integrate feedback mechanisms to understand how users interact with different input methods. Continuously refine and improve the user experience based on this data. Analyze how different input methods affect lead generation and conversion rates. For example, voice based interactions could enable more natural conversational lead capture, while gesture based interactions could make people more engaged and immersed. Be sure to address any privacy or security concerns related to the input modalities, especially voice recognition and on body sensors. Communicate clearly how user data is collected and used. Due to the rapid advancements in AR VR technology and the growing variety of VR and mixed reality devices available on the market, it's crucial for forward looking marketers to stay up to date on advances in AR VR input methods. This will help them adapt their marketing strategies. As a result, future marketing strategies will be flexible and can be integrated across different platforms and devices. In this way, the target audience gets a seamless user experience no matter what technology they're using. Developing an understanding of the advantages and limitations of different text input methods in AR VR environments can help marketers create strategies that enhance user experience, increase engagement, and increase lead generation. Have you tried any of the AR VR devices recently? How was your experience? Share your comments below. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel for exploring more such possibilities in marketing. Until the next one, see ya.